Sometimes, the most terrifying thing about death isn't that it happens. It's what happens after, when something about it just doesn't make sense. In 2014, a small town in northern Pennsylvania woke up to shocking news. A man's body was found deep in the woods near an abandoned railway tunnel, the kind of place people only talk about in whispers. The police identified the body within hours, but when they released the name to the public, the entire town froze. Because the man they said was dead had been seen walking around town that same morning. This is the story of the man whose body they found, but whose name was wrong. It was a cold, misty morning on March 11, 2014, when a park ranger named Elliot Brooks got a call. Two hikers had found something strange near Ridgewood Tunnel, an old graffiti-covered passage that hadn't been used since the 70s. When Elliot arrived, the hikers were pale, trembling. One of them pointed toward a patch of thick ferns just off the trail. Elliot walked closer, and there he saw it, a man's body lying face up, eyes open, as if frozen mid-thought. No blood, no wounds, just stillness. The man was wearing a gray jacket and old hiking boots. In his hand, a wallet. Inside the wallet, an ID card. Jason Merrill, age 34, Ridgewood, Pennsylvania. The police arrived, took photos, and by noon, local radio was already reporting. Body of local resident Jason Merrill found in Ridgewood Woods early this morning. But by 2 p.m. that day, things got strange. People started calling the sheriff's office, saying, "You've got it wrong. Jason Merrill is alive. I just saw him." One woman swore she saw Jason buying cigarettes that morning. Another claimed she saw him jogging near the park. The sheriff didn't believe it until a deputy came in holding a photo. It was from a traffic camera, timestamp 10:41 a.m., just 2 hours after the body was found. In the photo, Jason Merrill, and Jason himself behind the wheel. So who was the man in the woods? Later that evening, police went to Jason Merrill's home. He was sitting calmly on his porch. "Mr. Merrill," said the sheriff, "we need to talk about something unusual." Jason looked puzzled. When they told him that a body had been found with his ID, he went completely pale. "That's impossible," he said. "My wallet's right here." But it wasn't. His wife stepped outside holding his jacket. "Honey," she said, "didn't you wear this yesterday?" Inside the jacket pocket was a business card, old, faded. One name written in pencil, Dr. Evan Kells. Police searched the name. Dr. Evan Kells was a psychiatrist who used to live in Ridgewood until he vanished in 2001. When they broke into his abandoned office, they found dozens of patient files stacked neatly. One file was still open on the desk. The name on it? Jason Merrill. But the birth date and handwriting didn't match the Jason they just spoke to. They matched the man in the woods. There had been 2 Jason Merrills, one alive, one dead. The real Jason, the one alive, began remembering strange things. Dreams that didn't feel like dreams. Flashes of a hospital room. A man whispering, "You're not ready yet." One night, he found a box in his attic. Inside, cassette tapes labeled therapy sessions. He pressed play. Dr. Kell's voice came through. "Jason, you need to let go of your other life." But what if the other Jason wakes up before I do? Investigators discovered that Dr. Kells had been experimenting with memory transference therapy, a banned technique meant to erase trauma by splitting a patient's identity. It appeared that both Jasons had existed, one as a suppressed identity, one as the real man. When the first Jason died, the second began to unravel. A week later, the autopsy came in. No cause of death, no toxins, no injuries, just cardiac arrest. The only fingerprint found on the dead man's body belonged to Jason Merrill himself. The woods where they found him were sealed off, but locals say, if you stand near the old tunnel at night, you can hear 2 voices arguing. "I'm Jason Merrill." "No, I am." And maybe, in some way, both of them still are. Sometimes the scariest mysteries aren't about ghosts or monsters. They're about us and the pieces of ourselves we leave behind.
living life.